working. It's good flexibility, right?
It's good and more flexibility, true.
Melide in Alberg with Anne from Nashville. So, Anne, you're in secondary education. Tell me a little bit more about your path on how you chose that.
Hi, yeah. So I studied history in my undergrad at CU Boulder, um, along with art history and philosophy. So I'm really passionate about the humanities, and I thought I wanted to be in higher ed when I graduated. So I worked in admissions at Vanderbilt Law School for a couple years, and I loved my office and my coworkers, but I just really hated the bureaucracy of it and feeling so disconnected from students. So I applied to my master's program that I'm in now, also at Vanderbilt, and I just like had kind of like a eureka moment where I was like, I love talking to people, I love history, I really like working with students. Why am I not teaching? So then that kind of um, spurred me to do that. And I just finished my first year and I have one more year, and I'll be teaching while in school for my last year in the program. But this past year, I've been working with mostly seventh and eighth graders at a school in North Nashville, which has just been amazing. When I came into the program, I thought I only wanted to be with high schoolers, but middle schoolers are so much fun to work with. Like every day is different. They're the funniest people I've ever met. They're so just full of life, and they know so much more than you think. And I don't know, it cracks me up about middle schoolers is that which when you think about yourself as a middle schooler, you can see yourself doing this, but you think you know everything and you're the expert in anything. And then from an adult perspective, it's like you've hardly been alive. You don't know anything. And I'm only 25 and I'm saying that. So, yeah, that's been great to work with them.
You sound like my oldest daughter. She's a
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Was there somebody who inspired you along the way, a teacher or parent, for you to get into education?
Yeah, I really struggled in school when I was in middle school. Um, I just could not be in a large classroom setting. I hated taking tests. I just felt really disconnected from everything. To the point where I didn't think I was gonna go to college. I was failing classes, and then my parents put me into an oh sorry, my parents put me into a all girls school in Nashville, and it was non-religious, and their whole ethos was like women supporting women and very like inquiry based, and just it felt like college, not like a punitive school. So I had some really great teachers there. I mean, I don't think I had a bad teacher at that school, but one of them, Dr. Jack, is what we called him. He was my freshman year history teacher, and he was just like full of life. He had been there for 30 years, looked like he was probably 40, just like jumping around the room. He was just amazing, and I'd had some great professors in college too that really inspired me. I had a really great thesis advisor. Um, yeah, and my mom is a huge inspiration for me. She was in education a little bit, not teaching, but admin, and then doing some nonprofit work alongside schools. And she's always, since I was a kid, told me that I should be a teacher. So, and then of course when she was telling me that when I was in college, I was like, no, I'm not gonna teach. I hate teaching. And then here I am, and I'm like, yeah, you were right all along, Mom. So yeah.
So you got a little window for your Camino, 6-day Camino. And tell me, you're a little bit burned out between semesters. So how's the Camino going so far?
It's been going great. Yeah, I started in Saria. So the first day I did 25 kilometers, and the second was 27. Yesterday was 15, and today is 13. And then I'll build back up for the last 2 days. But it's been really great. I have loved being outside all day. I've been keeping my phone on airplane mode, and just, I mean, I normally wouldn't do that in a foreign country, but it's so well marked. And as we were discussing earlier over breakfast, the um, sense of community and safety that you have. And I was thinking that when I hike in other places, um, you're not all going to the same destination. It's so, I think there's something psychologically how when you're on the Camino, you're all going one direction. And it just feels like a movement together versus an out and back or a loop. Um, so I think that also subconsciously has kind of shifted some things. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
One more question. So you've had a couple of nights, and so what do you think? We're in an albergue, so that's a shared living space. We have 2 bunk beds in a small room, and so you're already tucked in your upper bunk, which you chose the upper bunk. Usually people choose the lower bunk. And so 3 guys walk in. So what are you thinking? And then how are we compared to your other roommates?
Well, when I checked in, the owner told me that they didn't know how old the group was going to be. And so since I'm young, I should take the top bunk because there was someone who checked in who was 85. So they were like, just take the top bunk. And I was like, okay, I'll be a good sport about it. But I think compared to, let's see, the night before last, that at my other hostel, the worst snores I've ever had in my life. Pillow over my head, towel over the pillow, could not sleep. So y'all were better than that. It wasn't silent, but it was still an improvement. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How's our energy?
It was great, great, yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anne from Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for sharing.
Mornings now gets more busy. As the throngs head out. Buen Camino. Looks like a Buen Camino. Asian contingent. A lot of American voices as well. We're also the last to check out again from our albergue. And the throngs continue. These are Americans. Buen Camino. Appear to be large groups, going by in clusters. Completely different experience. Well, I'm glad we had our solitude. I guess now it's socializing and dodging. An hour and a half into it, the herd has thinned and nature has returned. So we're happy clams. Okay, I'm with Lydia from Shanghai, but now Barcelona. And why are you on Camino, Lydia?
Yeah, I was in Camino is because of a long story, but in a short way. Let's say I worked in Amazon for many years. Mm-hmm. Since I graduated, I do not have time to take it as my own time to do a gap. But I don't know, it's likely or unlikely. This time, at the beginning of this year, the layoff. During the Amazon, the layoff I was impacted. So at the beginning, I was so sad and depression. Mm. I think about after several weeks, and I think maybe it's also a good time for me to take a gap to release
Right.
myself.
Right.
Yeah, so to do something outside. That's
Right.
why I go to Camino.
Nice. And so far, are you feeling different? Is it
Yeah.
releasing? Is the grief?
This is the interesting thing for me in the Camino is we can meet many people from
Right.
all of the world.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own story,
Yeah.
and we share stories, and we
Yeah.
work together. We laugh, we work, and we arrive the same destination.
Right.
Great.
Your English is perfect.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And you speak now Spanish too?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit. You're living in
Yeah,
Barcelona.
a little bit. Yeah, I live in Barcelona. I have to learn some Spanish to make me live a life.
Yeah, well, I hope you get a release and
Thank you.
a path and prosperity.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for sharing your story, Lydia.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. And we decided to split up for the last half of our second to last trek. My mates are gonna take a faster pace to get settled in our stopping area, but I'm gonna take a slower pace. Just really take it in as we're getting closer and closer. I want to make it last. Walking through Arzua. Hey guys, it's me again. Hey buddy. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Oops. Feeling some loss here. This is gonna be over about this time tomorrow, a little bit later than that. This process will be complete. I hear a rest stop coming up. It's Camino Woodstock. A lot more bars as we get closer. That's a lot of beer bottles. Nah. More wild roses just growing on the side of the road. Well, it's 3 in the afternoon, 3:15, and I've been walking 17 miles. And I'm on the edge of town where I'm stopping. Soon I will be disconnecting, doing my usual routine, hand washing the clothes, and then jump in the pool. No more albergs. The rest of the way here, no more shared space. And so it's no more a question, do I have the capacity to finish and go into Santiago tomorrow? It's no more a mystery whether or not it's going to happen. I know it was touch and go there for a while with the stomach illness. But no blisters, no injury, no illness right now. And I'm finding that I don't want it to end. I don't want it to stop. This is such a good way of living. Of course, I want to go home and see my friends and family. But I would rather bring my friends and family here and live this way. How about that for a twist? So I am wrapping up the way I started, by myself, in solitude, in nature. It's just wonderful. I wish everybody had a chance to do this. One more day, folks. What you doing here, buddy? What you doing? See ya.